Welcome back to A&A. If you followed the last video, the video before last, where we started this disassembly of the engine on the antique Ford tractor, we took the oil pump out, and we've got a new oil pump on order. And what we'll have to do is we'll have to transfer, some of this stuff to the new oil pump. So we got that waiting, and I did say we was going to get a new distributor, and we may actually end up still doing that. But after looking at the budget for this project, I want to try to do it as economically as possible, and a new distributor is $120, which it's not that much, but let's look and see if we can't rebuild this one. I've never rebuilt one before. I've never even took one apart before. There should be a bushing and possibly a seal in there. I'm not sure. So we'll learn this together, but let's just disassemble this thing, see what's inside. I know what's inside the top part because I put electronic ignition on it, and I would recommend that for anything. So anyway, let's get into this and see if it can be rebuilt, what it is to it, and what parts we need. So the distributor starts out like this. You got the distributor cap that's clipped onto the actual distributor, and we can just pull those clips off, and then the cap comes off. This is it's called a rotor button. I call it rotor button. I think everybody calls it that anyway. When the distributor shaft, when it turns, and there's a gear on the camshaft that turns the distributor, and then the distributor in turn rotates and operates the oil pump. So as that turns, this spins around and delivers the spark to the plug wires, which in turn deliver it to the spark plug, and that's how this thing works. I think that distributor cap may be the original one. I don't think it's ever been changed. So underneath that, once you take your rotor button off, you have a small little clip. You'll have a washer and then a little felt pad underneath that washer. And this is basically just a dust cap. Then we'll have the electronic ignition module that I had installed on it. Takes the place of the old points and condensers. So all we do here is just take these screws out. The module will come out, and put that right there. Okay. Now I have to coax that rubber grommet out. Without damaging the wires. If your fingers are smaller than mine, it's probably going to be easier for you. Now I'm going to fit through the hole, so I'm going to have to clip them off, get them out. Let's clip them off as close to the connector as possible so that we don't get our wire too short. All right, we can put some new ends on those later. Okay, and now this plate has to come off, and there's two screws that are holding that on. Okay, let's go ahead and get this plate off here. this distributor has what they call a mechanical advance. As the RPMs increase, these weights spread apart like that, and that's what does the advancing. But these are appear to be a little floppy in there, so not sure this dude gonna. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to do that. All right. There's an awful lot of up and down play in it. I don't know that matters. There's a lot of side to side play in it. That probably matters. But those flopping around in there like that, I don't think that's good. So this gear has to come off, and there's to be a pin of some kind in it. So you'll see that is bigger than that. So I'm thinking that's the head, and we can drive it out that way. Let's try. Okay, let's see if we can't prop it in a way that support it a little bit like that, maybe. I just want to see if I can't get this pin started that way to make sure that this is how it comes out. That didn't move anything. So nothing is moving. I don't know if that's even the way that comes out. All right, so it's not coming out, and I mean, it's not even budging. It's not even budging, so I don't really know what else to do to get it out other than try to drill it out. Because that gear has got to come off before we can do anything else, because that's what's holding the whole thing. That's what's holding the shaft in there. So, well, let's try to drill it. I've got a spring-loaded punch. I'm gonna try to put an indentation in this little pin here, so that when we start drilling, my drill bit won't wander all over the place. Let's see if it's work. Well, it might if I could. Well, I don't know if that worked or not. Let's see. Let's start out small. Let's start out with a 1/16 drill bit. See if we can get this going halfway straight. Nope, it's wandering all over the place. I was afraid of. Alright, I have to get a better punch. Got a heavier punch. Let's see if we can get it somewhere near. No, I think we can get some indentation there. Alright, let's try that. Alright. Yep, we're definitely making some progress. I'm gonna step it up a size bigger. Alright, we got it. About the hardest. Alright. Usually you see these being held in with a roll pin, you know, that you can tap it back out, but then you tap it back in, it holds tension on it. But anywho, alright, so now may have to get a puller to actually pull this gear off. So I've got this little gear puller, and the middle of it, I'm afraid it's going to damage the inside of that shaft there, because it's that's what my rod that goes to the oil pump, that's what it fits inside, so I don't want to damage that. So let's see if we can't get this gear puller on there and pull that gear off. All right, so I'm gonna get a wrench to turn this, and also need something to hold this, so it don't try to turn when we're turning that. I know you can't see this. If I had about 4 more hands. All right, it is coming, but it's not turning real easy. It's just gonna take a while. I don't know if it's because it's just been on there for so many years or what it is, but it's coming. You can see. So I'm gonna work on it some more. Okay, it did get easier to turn. Of course, if you'll see, this is a larger diameter than this. So when it finally come up off of that, then she came on off. But it was you know, it got it a little easier to turn, but not a lot. Anyway, so we got the gear off. We didn't damage it. It does look a little worn, but it was working fine, you know, before we started taking things apart on the tractor. So it's just, let's see if we can rebuild it. All right, so there's our gear. Now the shaft will come on out. Little metal spacer there. Keep that right there. Go ahead and take this out. All right, so here's our shaft. I guess my main concern is I don't think these weights are supposed to just, you know, flop like that. They've got little, you see the little springs in there, you know, it's supposed to push against those little springs, but I think the springs are sprung. Look at this, look at this. Now there is, if you can see it, there does appear to be a bushing, you know, right here at the top. Does appear to be a bushing in there. Here in this end right here, this does appear to be a seal. If I can see that very well. See if I can just pop it out. All right, she finally came out, but boy, she didn't want to. That's just an old seal that was in here in the bottom. We do have a bushing in the top. So, if I'm not mistaken, we can buy the bushing and the seal. So, with that in mind, I think now my my concern is this. However, I don't really see, y'all may can help me. I don't see how this is going to affect timing. I'm not sure how that's going to advance the timing because, anyway, you guys let me know. In the meantime, I'm gonna research this, and I'm gonna see if I can't get that bushing and that seal on order, and get this cleaned up, get it ready to be put back together, and let's reconvene here after all that. Okay, I have updates. We can buy a kit that includes the seal that goes in here, includes this bushing right here, also includes this O-ring, and instead of a rivet that holds our gear onto the shaft, it comes with a roll pin, which is what I thought would have been in here anyway. But the original parts list on this tractor does show that that was a rivet, but the little kit comes with a roll pin. The thing is, this little kit is $40 to $50 for the kit, and the bushing that comes with the kit, there is a note that says the bushing must be sized to the shaft after installation. I have no idea what that means, and I'm afraid that's a little out of my element, because in doing some brief research on the internet, there is a tool set that you use as far as sizing this bushing to the shaft. And that's, now we're getting into, all right, I did find a distributor on eBay. It is brand new. It's supposed to be this exact one except new. It was $80. I've purchased that and have it coming, because if I just bought the kit for this one, and let's say it was $40, by the time you add shipping, it's up to $50, and we don't have any tools as far as trying to resize a bushing. And if we did have the tools, I wouldn't know what I was doing. So I've opted to purchase the new distributor. It is on the way. So in this case, you've heard me say before, I prefer to fix rather than replace, because we've just become a throwaway society. So this is the original part. I'd rather fix this, refurbish it, and reuse it. But at some point, the term "use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without," we've used it up, and we've worn it out, and we've made it do until now we're going to have to do without. But we want to get the tractor back running again, and it definitely needs a new distributor. So that's the route we've taken. So in this case, this is as far as we're going to go with this. I will put it back together and put it in my my old parts box that I've kind of kept with this tractor. All the old stuff I've taken off that really can't be used again. I'm hanging on to it because that's just me. It's the original, sentimental stuff. So I can't bring myself to throw it away. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a little disappointing. It is for me that I'm just not going to be able to to rebuild this one. If I knew what I was doing with the bushing as far as resizing and had the tools to do that, the bushings are available on the internet by themselves. But as far as the resizing stuff, I don't I don't want to order one to see, if it will fit without having to resize anything, because $10 for the bushing, and by the time you pay shipping and handling, you got $20 in the bushing that you may or may not be able to use. So, logic, common sense has to prevail at some point, and I think it has here. So appreciate you watching. Keep following along on the journey as we try to breathe new life into Pop's old tractor, and we will be successful. May just take a minute. Hope y'all have a good day, and just remember, be kind to one another.